Welcome back and good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me once again. I got an update for you guys. It's a pretty big. Lee Zeldin, the head of the EPA, came out and he said that today is the biggest day of deregulation in U.S. history. 31 items are being reconsidered. Now, at the time, I didn't know what that meant. I don't know what reconsidered means, right? But from watching the news, reconsidering means gone. They're not going to abide by some of these regulations anymore. And it's not just car and truck emissions. Regulations on power plants, regulations on the oil industry, regulations on oil refineries, regulation. There's a lot. There's 31, and you can look it up. Actually, I'll put it in the description. You can see and read everything that they're pretty much deregulating. I mean, I'm not too sure, but from some of the news stories I've already seen, because this happened earlier today, it really sounds like they're not going to abide by these regulations anymore. So the EPA also came out and said that they're reconsidering the endangerment finding. That's a key one to pay attention to. The endangerment finding was implemented in 2009, and what it does is it recognizes these 6 gases that contribute to greenhouse emissions, and through that they were able to make recommendations on greenhouse emission standards, and that's how we ended up where we're at today. So what does that mean for California? Is smog going away? I still don't know. We've never been in this position. We've never been in a position where the EPA is deregulating, because government loves regulation. And the EPA has now said we are no longer going to abide by these rules. Those kind of decisions have implications far more reaching than any silly smog thing that I'm talking about. That means that automotive manufacturers no longer have to abide by some of these rules. So variable displacement, start-stop, auto start-stop, some of these emission standards, some of the diesels with the DEV, does that mean that's going away? I mean, the EPA pretty much said that we're not going to abide by them. The federal government said that. So now we just have to wait for the automotive manufacturers to be like, okay, cool, we don't have to put that on the car, so we're not going to put it on the car anymore. No more DEF, no more particulate filters. I don't know. It sounds like that's what's going on. Man, I could be absolutely wrong. I'm not trying to sway the pendulum in any direction. I'm just giving you guys the information. It's happening. It happened this morning, and there's already a bunch of news stories about it. It really looks like they pretty much said we're not going to abide by these rules anymore. California can be like, forget you, federal government. We're going to do what we're going to do. We're still going to smog. And they absolutely can. And I'm pretty sure right now there's some lawyer up in Sacramento already penning a lawsuit and sending it to the federal government. I guarantee that's happening right now. So one of the things that Lee Zeldin is doing is he's going to put this to a vote in Congress. So whether or not California wants to fight, it's not like an executive order. They're actually going to make it a law, not a recommendation, not a mandate, nothing like that. It's going to be into the law. So if California wants to change it, or however many other states or whoever wants to change it to go back to what it was, they would have to go through Congress. It's not just an executive order. I don't like it, I'm going to change it. But at the end of the day, I said it in the last video and I said it again, I'm just looking for common sense smog laws. Any modern LS engine or Coyote engine or Dodge Hemi, or even those, 4 cylinders nowadays have 300 and some horsepower. My 289 right here has 120 or whatever. Is it 250? It doesn't matter. So any modern engine runs cleaner, is more efficient than any old engine in some of these 60s and 70s and 80s cars. So why don't you allow me to LS swap the world? Basically, I'll put a cat on it even. I'm not looking for unreasonable things. I like clean air. I want it to stay clean. And I don't mind putting a cat on an old car. I don't mind doing any of that. And another thing too is, right now we still have to smog everything. I still have 2 of my cars that I have to smog coming up. And they all have all their emissions equipment on it, and I'm never going to take them off. My 90 Mustang runs great. Why would I take off the emissions? It runs great. I'm not going to take it off. Again, common sense smog laws is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything crazy, anything extreme. But here's where we're at, guys. That's the information. Everything seems to be moving pretty quickly. Wherever you land on it, whether it's a bad idea or a good idea, that's what you got to contact your congressman for, right? But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're liking the content. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. The comments were amazing on the last video. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.